This is for you, Greta. Hey, what are you doing?
I'm not looking.
Why not?
Because I heard you turn on your camera.
I did turn on the camera.
I know. I'm not deaf. Will you?
You could hear it? Anyways, this is my beautiful wife, and look what she did to our tractor. What do you think? Do you think you did that? Actually, no. We came here. She was going to finish VTing this. We got wheat in here, so we VT'd it a little more aggressively than what I wanted. She did. But anyways, came back to finish the job, and that tire was low. So we got the generator and a little pancake air compressor, and we're putting air into it so that I can finish the job, because she has to go get money for Steve. Steve's the tire guy, and I got to give him $700. So she's going to go get $700 and deliver that to him, while I go ahead and finish the job. Right, dear?
Yeah.
And then this tractor will be back over there.
Okay.
All right? And then I will reimburse her for what she spent. Right? Right?
Yes, if you think so.
I think so.
Okay.
You're so pretty. What are you doing? Looking at your food?
I'm looking on wine.
Wine? Is that how you cope? Oh, you son of a bitch. Anyways, I think I got enough air in that tire for now. So I'm going to go ahead and shut everything off. Like so. Walk over here. Yeah, we're good. I don't have a pressure gauge on it, but it was only flat on the bottom, so it only took a third of the time to fill up. Ugh, so that's her job. Drive carefully, dear. I will get this going. We have wheat seeded in here. It has sprouted where we ran the VT, but then there was a couple of days that we didn't do. So I got to do the ends, just the ends, right? One pass there and the ends, right?
Yeah, I usually do two, so it's nice and flat.
That's why the field looks like somebody plowed it and disked it, because somebody likes to. She's like my. Hey, you do that at the right time?
Shut up.
Is that the right time? No, I didn't think so. Anyway, yeah, shaking her ass like that, crazy Asian. Getting no work done, she keeps doing that. Anyway, she locked the door. Well, we are in the middle of nowhere, and it is New Jersey, and people are scumbags. But I was watching, what was that, Bale's Hay, and he had graffiti in his, on his farm. Oh my goodness. So here's what we will do. And somebody's got the power on, so we can shut that off. I hate that. My hearing aids pick that up. Okay. I checked the oil when we got here before and realized that the tire was flat. So I'm gonna let her warm up a little bit. Let me hit my air compressor for my seat. Yeah, all right. So that's that. We'll be back to picking corn here in a little bit. I got a wagon load or a truckload going out now, and I got a very full walking floor that's going to be going into the wet bin now. So we're maintaining the bin full as long as I keep going and picking every day. So it's kind of normal, but up and down we go. So yeah, and I have to go pick up a load of rye because we're going to seed down rye for cover crop where I'm going to put my soybeans. And then in the spring, I'm going to seed down oats and crimson clover, I think. Not sure yet. I got to figure that one out. But whatever it is, it is. I might frost seed red clover in and plant through that for corn. I'm not sure yet, but I might do that. Woohoo! Anyway, here we go. Alright guys, this is the dairy barn where my grandparents bought back in 1955. That was the house to it there. Then there's a house there. And there used to be a house right there, but they burned it up. And there's another house down below. So it came with 1, 2, 3, 4 houses and a garage that was fixed up to be an apartment above. There was actually 2 apartments in there, a bachelor's apartment, and there was just a family apartment up above it. So this is the land that I'm buying, less that house and the garage and that other barn that's over there. Everything from the south of this barn, or of the road, I'm purchasing it. Now, I'm 51 years old, right? I farm the ground. I have now I farmed it years ago, and there was a falling out between me and my uncle, and I didn't farm it for like 20 years. 22 years? 22 years? It's been 30 years. Let's see. No, 20? It wasn't 20 years. Quite a few years. It happened in 2002. I farmed it in 2002, then I didn't farm it again until like 2019 or 2018. 2019. So, oh yeah, these beans are ready to go. These are the double crop soybeans that we have, that I put in here. All the wheat straw is pretty well gone. These are the beans. Well, ready to go. I really got to get onto these things pretty quick. So here's a better view of it, and I know that you've seen this before. So some people have asked me, "You're 51 years old. What are you spending that kind of money for to buy this property?" Just had that damn soybean go down the wrong pipe. What are you spending that money for? Well, here's the deal. My grandparents made a living here for many years. My grandmother died in January. My grandfather died in 1992. My uncle farmed it till about 2000 and 2001. I farmed it in 2002. I pissed him off in 2002, and I lost the right or the opportunity to farm it. This is idiot-proof ground. If you can't make it here, you can't make it anywhere in this state. It's very fertile. It's forgiving. I mean, these are double crop soybeans that were planted in July. Of course, we had favorable weather for it, but that's what it is. And these things are gnarly. I mean, they're gnarly. There's probably 50, 60 bushel to the acre here, which is, kind of an anomaly. But back to the why am I buying it? I'm buying it because it was my family's legacy, right? At home, where we farm, my great-grandparents bought that property in 1925, and my grandparents bought it from them in 1959. My grandparents on my dad's parents looked at this farm to buy. It was, before they bought off my great-grandparents. So that one was inherited to my dad, and my aunt and my mom, they inherited that farm. I am 51 years old. I don't have a farm. So when my grandmother died, I want to buy this place. I want to buy it. I have no idea what I'm going to do with that building there, or the silos, or any of these other things. I mean, I have an idea, but it takes a lot of money to do so. What I would like to do, my wife is all gung-ho about it as well, to what she wants to do. She says, just give me that front field. You give me that front field, and we'll do something. So I'm going to. That's what she's going to do. That's what she wants to do. We'll do it together. I'll give it to her to do as she pleases. The rest I farm like normal. So at 51 years old, this land is not preserved. It will be preserved. That's how I'm going to buy the farm. So that brings me to my age. I don't care if I own this farm for 5 years, as long as it's preserved. I don't care if I own it till the day I die. as long as it's preserved. It's beautiful. It's all fields. It's all fields, everything. There's a little bit of woods over there and a little bit of woods over there. But for the most part, it's 136 acres with probably 130 acres of tillable land on it. 125 maybe, something like that. Anyway, that's good. I can definitely swing this property if I get it preserved. I've already talked to the preservation people, and we will be preserving it. They will be coming out next week, or maybe early this week, late this week, early next week, to start the process of preservation, even though my name is not on the property. So why do I want to go in this deep? It's millions. It's not cheap. It's 130 acres in New Jersey. No doubt it's $11,000 to $13,000 an acre for this ground. The high school is right over there. There's an airport right over there. You haven't heard the airplanes fly over, but that's annoying, but I don't really care because I don't live here. But why do I want to do this? Well, because it's the family's legacy. If I don't purchase it, someone else will purchase it. That building will turn into something or nothing. That barn was built in 1936. It cost over $230,000 to build that barn. The rest my grandfather put on this stuff. And there's buildings that were where my truck is. You could see that. And he built fences and stuff, but he made a good living here. If it's sold, more than likely that will be completely torn down, destroyed, gone to the books of history, and this will more than likely just become little McMansions for little bratty kids and their families to go into that school over there because they claim it's a great school. I beg to differ. I went there. My kids went there. My youngest will not go there. It has turned into something of a acidified drug hole, and if you don't believe me, you just go there. Anyway, acidified drug hole. So I don't want to see this built into houses. I want to farm it. I'm a farmer. I have no desire to build anything on here. I just want to preserve it. And when I preserve it, it will be preserved for eternity, according to the preservation folks, unless legislation changes and they release the preservation stuff. But I will have it preserved. And if that is what it takes to preserve it, me not traveling for a while, me not buying new equipment for a while, me suffering for a while till the farmland preservation money comes in to pay the mortgage on the property, or pay that mortgage off on this property, and I get to farm it and keep it and have it in the family for the next generation. Because once a piece of property like this is gone, if you're a family member and you own a piece of property, a spread like this, if it's sold, you never get it back. You never get it back. It's gone. It becomes somebody else's property, and it's gone. It's just destroyed. The permanent crop would crop up here and be houses. They're actually talking about warehousing and stuff here in this area, which would blow my mind if they could put up a warehouse. But right up on Route 12, they tore down the old bowling alley and that's going to be turned into warehousing. So we've got that competition here, is the warehouses for Amazon and Walmart and anything else that there is, because New York City is 45 miles to my east. Yeah, 45 miles to my east. There's a cloud right over there. That's Limerick Power Station out in Pennsylvania. It's a nuclear power plant. There's a lot of development that people would just love to buy this ground, and they will bid high dollars for this ground, for that type of development. So I'm here to save this property. Now, in 100 years, it won't make a damn bit of difference. I'll be a distant memory of some grumpy old man that used to do YouTube videos, and maybe my name will be on a book somewhere saying, hey, once upon a time there was this guy, Wesley Pandy, and he preserved this piece of property and helped to save the rural aspect of the community. And then over there on the other side of the road, which is still my grandparents' place, my uncle owns that. I farm it. There could be houses over there, you know. I know there's solar panels down there, but at least this side where he made his living will be preserved. Maybe a Pandy won't own it forever. Maybe I'll be the last one to own it in the family. I don't know. But if I can save it and make it unavailable to the housing development side of things, then I can die a happy man. I really can. If my son William or Tim decide that they're going to take up the reins of agriculture, this place will be there for them. I will not sell it. I will not. I will keep it. If Timothy's a hired man, he doesn't ever want to take the responsibility, but William, he's different. He's way different. And if he comes to me and Teresa and says, Mom, Dad, I want to farm, it'll be here. It'll be here for him. And we will clean it up and we will make it right so that the 30 years of neglect on this place, and I can show you some of the neglect. It's you know, and it's not terrible that it was neglected. My grandmother, you know, she was in an assisted living for the last 10 years. The 20 years before that, it shouldn't have been neglected, but or the 10 years before that, it shouldn't have been neglected. 20. My grandfather died in 92. He died in 92. It's 2023. That's 30 years ago. 31 years ago. My uncle farmed here until he sold the cows in 93. And then basically the barn shut down and became what it is. He used to have slate on the roof like this. And the hunters used this little shack here. This was the bullpen. The hunters used it for, I actually think it's a manure house personally, but Dad always called it the bullpen, but whatever it is, it is. The slate's all coming off. First order of business, according to my mom, is that roof comes off and a new one gets put on. And she doesn't want to see this building fall down, and I don't blame her. And the second order of business is basically to scrap everything. Get it scrapped out. Get it so that it will, get it scrapped, get it into there's a motor still up in there. Can you believe that? I didn't think there was. That's for the barn cleaner. This is a Badger barn cleaner. There's a bucket for, it's got to be for the old Ford. It is there. I thought it was gone. There's a Ford in the other building, and that's my Ford tractor. I just haven't gotten it where it needs to be. But yeah, so first order of business is get everything cleaned up that can be cleaned up. Do the assessment. The roof is good. It was put on after Sandy, and this is the only nonsense that happened here. Somebody pulled a hay wagon through there and nailed that a few times. That has to be fixed. There's a lot of stuff, but anyway, so for me it's really just to save the property from development. There's 3 approved building lots down the other end, not subdivided off, but they're approved, and that's going to be the most expensive part of this whole thing because it increases the value of the whole property. Those 3 building lots down there, it increases it by about $300,000, and if it wasn't for those, it would be a whole lot easier to swing this thing. But the appraisals are going to come in, and they've appraised the barns and stuff, and what needs to be tore down, what needs to be removed, what needs to be cleaned up. It's not hard to see that there's a lot of stuff around here that absolutely 100% needs to be cleaned up. It's all in under there. And around, this stuff needs to be cleaned up. There's just a lot of stuff inside the barn. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of crap in here. Just needs to be cleaned up, and it's worth a few $100,000 to clean it up, right? So that's gonna have to happen. And there's oil, well, there's just issues here that need to be dealt with, and that will affect the price of the farm. But we are going to buy it. Me and my wife are going to buy it, and we're going to make something of it if we can. If we can't, well, then we gave it our best. And I'm not a quitter, I'm not a failure, and you know what, I'm gonna go up the other way to give you guys a good look of it. I'm not a quitter and I'm not a failure. I don't admit defeat. I do not. There's nothing in this world that I cannot do, other than maybe fly a spaceship. I can fly an airplane, that I can do. Spaceship might be a little tough. I can drive tractors, I can drive trucks, I can even sail a boat. But I know that I will have this place and I will make it work. I will make it work. Come hell or high water, it will work. So, and I'm gonna show you in a second, because I'm gonna get out of here, out of this truck in a minute. I'm gonna pull off and I'm gonna show you the overview of this farm. And it is just, it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. There's no reason for it to be sold into housing. And I'm just gonna check my beans here anyway. These beans look lickety split. They're really good. I'm gonna tell you the secret to soybeans. You wanna hear the secret to soybeans? Secret to soybeans is calcium. Lots of it. More calcium, the better. These things are calcium whores. You can see the wheat straws under there. So the beans here are a little short because of the deer. You get off the road a little ways and they're just monstrosity beans. They're monsters. They're beautiful. Oh yeah, and I got to get on to them very soon. Very, very soon. So there it is. I mean, this is the lay of the land. As far as you can see, there's buildings way down there, way down yonder. That's how far it goes. There's a house peeking behind that red tree there. That's part of this property. Of course, the silos and the barn and the Wont building and stuff, those are what we're buying. So anyway, like I said, in 100 years, it won't make a damn bit of difference who owned it, who preserved it, or anything. But hopefully in 100 years, somebody can come up this road here and say, wow, you know, that's a really nice farm. Whether the barn is there or the buildings are there, who knows? But hopefully they are. And they can say, wow, somebody was right when they preserved that. So, these beans are nice. Oh yeah. I think these were planted on the 8th or 9th of July. Could look back and see. But they got to come off now. It's time. And that means I got to go to Indiana and pick up that grain platform that I said that I'm going to purchase. Because these suckers are ready. I don't know if I can tow it all the way home or not with those. I'm gonna. That's all there is to it. I got to figure it out. So anyway, I'm going to have to get 4 6-lug tires, trailer tires, and put them on there. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching.